How many of us can recall the warmth of mother's love, the comfort of her caring smile, and the sense of safety she provides? For most of us, these memories are cherished, but for some, the reality is tragically different. Some grow up in fear, with emotional neglect and trauma inflicted by the person they should have trusted most, their own mother. Rare it is, but this video is about this. It may seem unimaginable, but for many, this is their truth. Their personalities, relationships, and emotional well-being are shaped by scars left by the very person meant to nurture them. But this story has an unexpected twist, so stay with me as we explore more. In today's video, we are going to go deeper into the heart-wrenching of a woman's journey diagnosed with complex PTSD, currently undergoing treatment for both depression and PTSD. While we are familiar with various forms of trauma, school bullying, for example, or other difficult relationships, or even early neglect in childhood, what happens when the person meant to provide unconditional love becomes the source of pain? It's a question that is not often asked, but for this lady and many others out there, parental trauma, particularly from a mother, can leave profound emotional wounds. These wounds, often hidden beneath the disguise of maternal care, can shape lives in ways we rarely acknowledge. And as promised, there's an unexpected twist in her story that might surprise you. In this video, I'll also share a personal experience from Kashmir that highlights the impact of military presence on emotional well-being. You might wonder how this relates to our video on emotional trauma and abuse, but I'll explain how my experience sheds some light on these complex issues. Let's stay tuned for that. I'm Dr. Anand, and I'm passionate about helping individuals rediscover their inner essence of who they are. Together, we can begin to heal, grow, and understand the complex layers of the human experience. Childhood trauma is not always linked to severe events. It can include experiences that, while seemingly mild, leave emotional scars that last a lifetime. Today, we are going to explore how these early experiences influence our personalities and shape our behavior well into adulthood. So let's begin by introducing the concept of childhood trauma and its profound impact on personality development and emotional well-being later in their life. People who have experienced childhood trauma often face significant challenges in forming relationships, maintaining self-esteem, and managing their own emotions. These unresolved wounds can deeply affect their overall quality of life and other aspects of their career. Trauma often from childhood frequently shaped our attachment styles, how we relate to others in close relationships. It can also lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms such as emotional withdrawal, substance abuse, or avoidance of emotional connection. Understanding these psychological mechanisms is vital for anyone seeking healing and growth. In this story, let's name our client Sarah. Of course, we are not using her real name here for obvious reasons to protect one's identity. Sarah's journey is a powerful testament to resilience and the capacity for self-love. Despite the emotional devastation she experienced in her early years, she found love and stability within her own family. Her story provides hope to others who have been through similar pain. Growing up in a home where love felt like a stranger, Sarah's childhood was shaped by her mother's emotional abuse. Sharp words and cold neglect left scars that ran deep. Even as she entered adulthood and gained her independence, the emotional weight of her mother's neglect continued to haunt her. She longed for warmth and security of a loving family, a place where she could truly belong. But the trauma of her childhood had left her feeling emotionally disconnected. Despite her conscious effort to build a better life, after years of psychotherapy, almost 5 years, Sarah gained a clearer understanding of her complex PTSD and began healing her emotional wounds. But the turning point came during the hypnotherapy session. In one of the sessions, Sarah discovered a startling truth. She had unconsciously projected her childhood trauma onto her husband. Despite his unwavering support and love, she found herself emotionally distant, mirroring the coldness and control she experienced from her mother. She had unconsciously been treating her husband as though he were the emotionally abusive figure in her life, unable to fully connect with him. Sarah's emotional disconnection from her husband is a classic example of projection, a defense mechanism often seen in individuals with complex trauma. The unresolved pain inflicted by her mother had been unconsciously transferred to her most supportive relationship. This dynamic is common in those with complex PTSD, especially when the trauma originates from a parent-child relationship. Although Sarah understood the importance of emotional intimacy or closeness on a conscious level, her unconscious mind had recreated the same patterns of emotional distance and control she had endured as a child. These behaviors, left unchecked, threatened to damage her present relationships. Through therapeutic interventions like hypnotherapy, Sarah gained deeper insight into her unconscious pattern and was finally able to begin separating her past trauma from her current reality. Parents are the primary caregivers and protectors for the children, providing them with a sense of security and stability. Security is essential for our well-being, but it can be a double-edged sword. When implemented improperly, heightened security measures can paradoxically create a sense of fear. During my trip to Kashmir, I witnessed the intense security presence which, while intended to ensure safety, also evoked a sense of unease. The constant presence of military personnel, though meant to protect, create a feeling of vulnerability and constant underlying anxiety. The paradox of security is a complex psychological phenomenon. While security measures are intended to foster a sense of safety and well-being, they can paradoxically create a sense of uneasiness or anxiety. This is particularly true in areas where heightened security threats are perceived as imminent or significant. The constant presence of military personnel meant to deter threats and protect visitors can contribute to a heightened sense of anxiety. The visible security measures can serve as a constant reminder of the potential dangers, leading to a state of hypervigilance. This state of heightened awareness can be exhausting and contribute to feelings of unease or fear. Furthermore, the presence of security forces can create a sense of power imbalance, making individuals feel vulnerable and controlled. This can lead to feelings of helplessness. Additionally, the visible security measures can create a sense of fear lurking just around the corner, suggesting that threat is imminent or lurking nearby. It is important to note that the psychological impact of safety measures can vary greatly from person to person. Some individuals may feel reassured by the presence of authoritarian figure, while others may experience heightened anxiety. Understanding this psychological dynamic is crucial for developing effective safety strategies that minimizes negative psychological consequences, even at our own homes. In conclusion, the paradox of security and safety highlights the complex interplay between physical safety and psychological well-being. While security measures are essential for protecting individuals and communities, it is crucial to consider their potential psychological impact. By understanding these dynamics, we can develop more effective safety strategies that promote both physical safety and emotional well-being. So, let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts in relation to this with Sarah? There is a story here. The wounds of childhood trauma seems impossibly challenging, healing is possible. By seeking help, cultivating self-awareness and nurturing self-help, individuals can break free from the chains of their past and build a brighter, more fulfilling future. Her journey serves as a reminder that no matter how deep the scars, the human spirit is capable of resilience and transformation. It is a testament to the power of love, both from oneself and from others, to heal and inspire. Do check out our video on a client who managed to overcome the depression in our playlist, link above this video, somewhere here I think. So, what are the summary points and takeaway messages from this video so far? Let's look at the impact of childhood trauma. Childhood trauma, whether from neglect or emotional abuse, can have long-lasting effects on personality development and emotional well-being. Trauma from a parent, especially a mother, can profoundly shape how individuals relate to others and perceive themselves. Let's look at emotional scars and relationship struggles. Trauma often leads to difficulties in forming healthy relationships. It can manifest in low self-esteem, emotional withdrawal, and unhealthy coping mechanisms. These unresolved issues can interfere with one's ability to connect emotionally, even with loved ones. What about projection of trauma? One common defense mechanism in people with complex PTSD is projection, transferring unresolved feelings from past trauma onto current relationships. In Sarah's case, her trauma from her mother led her to unconsciously treat her supportive husband as if he were the emotionally abusive figure in her life. What about role of therapy and self-awareness? Through therapeutic interventions like psychotherapy, psychologists, or even consult from a psychiatrist and hypnotherapy, individuals can gain insight into their unconscious patterns and begin to separate past trauma from present relationships. Self-awareness is crucial in the healing process. Despite the deep emotional scars left by childhood trauma, healing is possible. Sarah's journey shows that with time, support, and therapy, individuals can learn to cultivate self-love, repair damaged relationships, and reclaim their emotional well-being. Remember, trauma does not have to define who you are. While childhood trauma can leave a deep scars, it is possible to heal and grow beyond it. Through self-awareness, therapy, and support from loved ones, individuals can break free from past trauma, rebuild emotional connections, and discover their true potential. Stay tuned for next video where we'll dive deeper into more clients' story of their journey into their subconscious mind for self-reflection and personal growth. Thanks for watching this video. Till we meet in next videos, remember the essence of who you are, and goodbye.